Today, we're going to continue our discussion of the Digital Operational Resilience Act about to go into effect in the EU. DORA, as we call it, has a particular focus on third-party risk management. I try in this to avoid a direct sales approach, but in this specific case, it's almost as if the regulation was designed with ProcessBolt in mind. The specific requirements in Chapter 5 of that regulation are precisely what ProcessBolt provides as a service. So let's look at those requirements and see how they match up. The first is a comprehensive risk assessment platform. And what ProcessBolt provides is precisely that, a way to look at all of your information, communication, and technology providers, any third-party vendor, and determine immediately through a comprehensive audit what their risk profile looks like. This assessment can be tiered based on the criticality of each individual vendor, which then ensures compliance with that proportionality requirement in the DORA regulation. The second piece of that Chapter 5 requirement in DORA requires continuous monitoring following the assessment of those vendors in real time. ProcessBolt provides exactly that. It looks out over the vendor network and will evaluate, analyze, and alert you of any change in circumstance by continuously monitoring all of the internet-facing attack surfaces of your vendors, thus complying with the second element in Chapter 5 of the DORA regulation. The third piece involves documentation and reporting. ProcessBolt allows for uploading of all of the vendors into the system and maintaining those contractual arrangements so that an updated register can be maintained, which is in compliance with the DORA Act regulation pertinent to reporting and audits. The final piece in that chapter of the regulation requires resilience, business continuity, and exit strategies for those relationships between the enterprise and its vendors. Where ProcessBolt helps there is in this continuous monitoring process and in the assessment and audit process that ProcessBolt automates. If anything comes up that creates an elevated risk, actionable intelligence is shared with both the vendor and the enterprise to make sure that that issue can be addressed before it can be exploited by hackers. That's the final critical component, which really shows why ProcessBolt overlays perfectly with the requirements of the impending regulation in Chapter 5. So I hope you'll have the opportunity to take a look at our offering as you prepare for that January 17th, 2025 rollout. I think we can be very helpful.